Okay, today we are going to continue our build. We're continuing our French Victorian inspired Forgotten Hollow vampire home, whatever. Again, we're just going through this build series, kind of like testing out building in Forgotten Hollow. We started the landscaping on stream, but we have not streamed since. I'm not very consistent with streaming, so we're a little behind on the outside, but today we're going to move on to the living area. The last time we did the entryway, the dining, and the kitchen, that like one section. We're skipping over the hallway. We're going to the living area. The living area is pretty huge, Jida, and of course we're going to continue our like blue, red, green, kind of like modernized French Victorian vibe. Yes. Okay, just as a reminder, this is what we worked on last time. We have our nice little entryway, a beautiful dining area, and our gorgeous kitchen. So we kind of have this like brown, red, blue, green vibe going. Like I keep saying, I'll never shut up about it. So we're gonna work on today the living area. So we're definitely gonna carry some of these colors and textures over. I wish that I could have the French doors over here as well, but they just don't line up, and I'd rather have the archway at least line up here, and then we'll just kind of do a double archway, I'm thinking, because of the wall. Like at least it's like equal distant on the sides. I could have just said it's in the middle. Let me move this ivy as well. Okay, so I think I want to do like a patterned floral situation. I don't know if I want to, maybe this one is nice. I don't know how I feel about the brown though. Like it's kind of too beige, especially with the floor. But maybe once we get a rug down, I kind of want to really use this one from the paranormal stuff. I think it's beautiful. It is unfortunate that because the platform is raised, you can't see the skirting board, but, whoa, camera. But I guess we'll kind of just ignore that because I do really like this. And I kind of like the darker vibe, like the darker moody vibe. No, I'm loving that. Okay, let's get a fireplace. We could just use the paranormal one and like blend it in. Okay, so what I feel like is very like French Victorian is like fireplace, big mirror or painting, and like bookshelves like beside it. And again, this room is huge, so I think in like real life, the bookshelves would kind of be more like built in around, but we're gonna build in bookshelves over here, I think. I'm not really rocking with this. I think it looks too like cartoony. I do like the brown though. We could also carry in some of the brown paneling that we're using over here, like for right here. That could be nice. Or the food bank, we put the paneling here because that's where the bookcases will go. I kind of like this base game updated fireplace, the happy birthday fireplace. I like the brown. I think I do want the brown here. Do we do the whole wall in brown maybe? I kind of like it more as like a feature, I think. And then, is there a brown that's like more matching the panels? See, like this darker color is nice. Ooh, that darker color, plus there's like that pop of like red. And I know we've been using more of like this color reds, but you know what? I think that works. I think that's a nice like subtle, I like kind of the deeper tone, like the deeper tones, like the deeper red, the deeper blue. It feels more like cozy for like a living room. And then this base game thing comes with a rug that's basically the tiles for it. So I think we'll need two because this is so wide. Yes, it comes in the matching red. I like that. Okay, I'm thinking if we have the wood here, should we do wood back here as well? Or do we want to like commit to like color drenching in the blue wallpaper? Because I'm thinking I would want these to be like a darker brown. Yeah, like I think that matches. Whether we keep the wood paneling on this wall or not, I think a darker brown will bounce that color across. Do I want to change this door then? No, I think I'll keep it white. Okay. Okay, so I think we've put bookcases here, and then we could maybe create like a little reading nook. Maybe we have a desk situation or like a chess table situation back here, and then I'm thinking like seating, rug, coffee table. Maybe seating across here too. Let's get a rug down. And I feel like I want it to be, I feel like this size is nice. I want it to have like some form of like interesting pattern, because I like the idea of like clashing patterns. I really like this one. I think the colors match nicely. But we already used the werewolf rug over here, so maybe we try something different. I kind of like these layered on top of each other because I like that peachy color being added. We could also do this like cozy fuzzy rug from Industrial Loft, and it brings some lightness. But I kind of like the deep. You know what? The refined living room is always gonna eat though. I love that. I like the little pop of green. It's a little bit brown. That one's nice too, I think. Ooh, I like the green blueness. Green, blue, red is kind of what we're going for. Or like plain blue, but I like the clashing pattern. Ooh, or do we want to lean into the red of it all? Because we haven't really brought in any red except for these tiles, and it's more of like a maroon. Maybe, you know what, I think I like the darker, because I feel like the contrast on the floor isn't what I'm looking for. Maybe contrast with the furniture, like if we do lighter furniture. Okay, I love that. All right, let's find a sofa. I guess maybe we should try, I was gonna say maybe we try the refined living room sofa, but what about paranormal? The colors aren't doing it for me on that one. Yeah, here's like refined living room. I feel like that's too modern maybe for what we're going for. Now this is nice, the cottage living one. I feel like tufted is very French Victorian. Do we want like a cream? Ooh, I think I like this green one because it's like not too green and it still brings some lightness, and I like the tufted texture. This base game unlockable one also looks really cozy. Ooh. I feel like this gives more like French Victorian like sitting room. Ooh, the Desert Luxe kit one is nice. That feels modern and it's like the same material. Do we want 2 different sofas? I also like the wood element. Wait, how do we want to lay this out? Do we have room for like 2 sofas? Maybe something this way. I mean, in real life, I don't like the symmetry of it all and like having 2 of the same piece of furniture, but I don't know, maybe for the sake of this, we use the same one. Ooh, the Crystal Creations. I forget about this one. Like this, you know what? I bet Crystal Creations has a fierce bookshelf. Yes, it has the ladder. The wood panel matches really well. Wait, that's really nice. I don't know if I like, see, I don't like the paneling behind it, and I think the color of the books is weird. Ooh, I like the blue blending in. Ooh, do we like that? I like that it blends in, but I wish that it was better. Let's go back to brown. But I also like it blending in with the wood. I think that's nice. Is there, this base game one's not tall enough. What about like the refined living room one? There's a blue, there's a blue. And I like that it's thicker and it's like taking up more of this like built-in space. The blue matches so much better. What about brown though? I think I prefer the brown. I wish, I like the ladder though. That ladder was fierce. I think I prefer the brown because it just kind of makes that wall feel like one. Actually, that's kind of heavy. I kind of like the blue like blending in. I really like that. That kind of blends in and then the fireplace feels like its own little moment. Stop, yes. Okay, I do like this little sofa, but then like maybe we'd need like a chair as well. Ooh, the red. We need to think about how we're gonna bring in red accents. Do we like this green chair? I think the green is too green. I like the blue, I think. Because we could also just move this over here and have like a seating, like something like this. And then it's kind of like you have like your little, you could sit and do books. You could like sit and read. Or we could make a little zone this way and not kind of like center. We'll just keep that to the side. Okay, we need to focus. We got distracted. I really like the bookcases though. Oh, I really like the shades, the vampire shades. So we could kind of do the same thing. Like we could pick either this one or something like this to kind of like lounge in and like read. This is definitely very Victorian. I don't really like any of the colors though. Okay, maybe we keep this for now. Because I also like that it has a pattern on it. Okay, what about the paranormal sofa? It doesn't feel as like French Victorian, but like maybe the clashing patterns of it all. I love that. I love that. I don't like the blankets and stuff though. Is there like a chair? Okay, the cottage living chair has nice patterns. There's a red. There's a red. Cozy kitsch. I like the striped vibe. I want like conflicting patterns. That's kind of the vibe we're going for. Yes. 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 Okay. I like this maroon instead of the red. And so if we're gonna use this clashing, okay, I'm obsessed. I need to calm down. We could do something like this, maybe, where we have like a 3-seater, a 1-seater, and a 2-seater kind of all gathered in. Or we could like, do we create a reading nook? Is the 3-seater sofa too big? This room is huge, but it seems too big. Because we could have a 2-seater side table and a lamp or something. Hold on. I like this thing. Do we have 2 of these maybe? Instead of a sofa? That way we can have like side tables and lamps and bring in more like wood furniture. It seems like though this room is so big that there would be proper seating. We could also orient the room like this. This could be interesting. I kind of like the idea of this. Does that feel like too blocked off to walk into the room though? No, I think that feels good. Wait, I love that. I love the clashing patterns. The colors are working. I like that high back chair. I think there's too many different furniture options, actually. Maybe one chair and it gets a side table and a lamp, and then over here it gets a side table and a lamp. That way Sims can still route into this area. Is there a different color of this that maybe, I think it needs to be dark to really ground it. Yeah, I really like that one. This one's more blue and has wood feet, but I think I like this muted blue to match with like these darker blues in the wallpaper. They honestly both look good. I think I like this neutral one. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, let's get a coffee table. I don't want something campy like this, like I said in the last. I mean, refined living room. Wait, Crystal Creations again. Okay, I like the glass too. It helps you kind of like see the pattern in the rug. How do we center the coffee table? Maybe like that. Do we want blue and green? I think we need more wood. more wood. I think more wood tones would be nice. All right, do we want it to match the fireplace and the wall, or do we want it to match the floor? I think fireplace and wall is nice. I like that. Okay, and we have like a nice reflective surface because we have mostly like matte surfaces in here and like natural surfaces. It's nice to have like a fabricated surface. Yes. Okay, this is looking good. What do we want to do over here? So like, I think if we have a chair, I also don't like how this is lining up with the rug. I wish this rug was just a little bit bigger. Okay, I think if we have like a chair as a part of the conversation area, we don't want to do, oh my God, my cats. We don't want to do like a chair like over here, because then it seems like too much seating. Like if we wanted to create like a little reading nook, it seems like too much is going on, you know? What should we, okay, what about also this Crystal Creations accent table? Like, do we do something like this? Or even over here? We could do this. We could also mirror it, because then that kind of anchors that portion of the room. I don't really like the horizontal, but it almost seems like it needs it. Or we bring the Crystal Creations bookcase back, because it's thinner. I guess I could just push it into the wall, huh? So that the wallpaper's behind it. No, I kind of like this, I think. Yeah, it's like, do we do something like this? So there's just like hella books in here. I don't know if I'm rocking with that. I think I liked the idea of these better, but I think I would want maybe something here for this side to keep it a little different. And then on this side, what if we did like chess or something? I like this one, but I wish the colors I could change them. This one's got blue, it's like very green though. There's not just like a nice brown wood chess table. Oh, okay, here we go. Ooh, there's also green. I think we have enough green. Dark wood. I like this warmer wood. Okay, if we do that, maybe some like simple wood chairs. We could use the high school years chairs that we didn't get to use in the dining room from last time that I really liked. Where was that one? No, it was the one with like the cushion bottom. This one, because we could bring in more red to this side of the room with these. And then the gold also is nice in the fireplace. It's not the same like tone of red, but I like the stripiness. And I don't think adding more blue is necessary. And I think the red matches more with the maroon than the green matches with the darker green. Okay, I kind of like that. Okay, so we could do something like that. Is that crazy? Seems like a lot of furniture in this room, but I guess it is a big room. Is too much unmatching? Is there a small version of this sofa? The cottage living one? No, and there's not a big version of this. Let me try to rearrange. Okay, I replaced these chairs. I moved the furniture around a little bit, and I was trying to do something like sofa here, but it was just too... I think this is gonna be the best layout. And I think after changing the chairs out to the ones that are in the dining room and having the purples match a little bit better, it looks less haphazard. And then I like the greens working together, the blues working together. And then I think like if we had like plants, lamps, and stuff, it's gonna really help. Okay, so let us get, I think having a little end table for this and a lamp will be nice, and potentially a little end table here. Okay, the Crystal Creations end table will match wood color, but I don't think that makes sense to have. I like the Island Living one too, that's kind of nice. Honestly, it might be Miss Book Nook coming through. Kind of seems strange to have like two like surface tables there, but I think it's necessary. Well, I guess 3 surface tables. I kind of like this mid-toned wood that's not exactly the same as these 3. Okay, I'm rocking with that. Let's get a lamp. Honestly, the vampire lamp, kind of a vibe. I like the red on this. I think if we do red, we need to have it be like here on like this side of the room. Do we want it maybe here? Yeah, bringing in more red on that side of the room. Ooh, I like that. Or do we want it here? Maybe I push this over here so the reds are a little spaced, and maybe we could fit something else right here. Some form of like storage or something. That way everything's not just like perfectly lined up. That still kind of lines up with this line. Okay, I kind of like that, and the reds are like bouncing across better. I also kind of like this neutral version with the green in it. I'm gonna stick with red for now. And then, I mean, I was thinking of having like a lamp by the chair, but like a reading lamp. But I guess if we're putting one over there, we have this like navy one from the refined living room kit. Let's have like a nice little task lamp for this chair. I don't like the 2 lamps, so we'll just get a table lamp, I think. This one comes in red and gold. We're really leaning into the red more than I anticipated. Thought we were going to be doing red as like such a more of an accent color, but I kind of like the red a lot. Okay, yeah, honestly, it's the red for me. I like that a lot. All right, let's get a pillow. We'll do some like light cluttering together. I usually cut away. What color pillow do we think will go over here? Maybe just like a cozy beige pillow. That's nice. Or is there like a pink that matches? I kind of like the blue. I feel like I always use this like light blue, but I kind of like it. Kind of like this taupey color to bring a little darkness back to that side of the room. And then I think for this sofa, we definitely need like dark as well as like a pop of color. Okay, period. I like that blue. Or should the blue be a little bit more closer to what we're doing? I think that blue. And then we'll pop this blue pillow on this blue. Yes! Okay, I kind of really like that. I like that balance of colors. The red, blue, green of it all. Okay, this is really coming together. I think with some like plants, some decor, we're gonna make this shine, diva. Okay, let's get a really fancy like big mirror to go above here. I feel like I usually clutter off camera because it takes me a while and it's probably not interesting to watch, but I feel like this room just like came together so fast that I'll just clutter now. No, I think mirrors are kind of tricky because like you can't resize them and some just are way too high on the wall and we need like a big one. And I don't have a lot of packs installed, so it might be difficult. I mean, we have this base game one that's always a vibe. So we could do a mirror, because I can't resize it, unfortunately. Because we could do a mirror or a series of mirrors. So like we could do that. So we could maybe do something like this, or we could get like a big piece of art. We could also turn this into like a gallery wall. I think maybe a gallery wall with like a fancy mirror in the middle could be the better alternative. This paranormal painting is nice. I like the blue, the maroon. I kind of really like that. Do we want to create a gallery wall or do we just don't want like a simple big piece of art? That also seems really high up. Let me move this. Maybe we, hold on, let me try to make a gallery wall. Because we also have these images of Guidry that we can use as well. And some of these spooky stuff ones. Well, we also have the giant image of Vlad that we could use. This is a vampire home. I think I like the artwork better. And maybe we can use the mirror on the wall like over here or something. I don't know what we're putting over here yet, but we'll see. Okay, I like the paintings I think better. Okay, I kind of like having just the one painting, keeping it simple maybe. And then we can put some like sconces. That might be nice. I mean, are these base game ones the vibe? I kind of like these cottage living ones. I think they just have like a little bit more character. And like the frilliness. I think it's the frilliness that's really... Then I think I might pull them into these lines right here, actually. And I might size them down. Let me push these right there. Okay, I like that a lot. I like this a lot. This is really coming together. Okay. I do like this, like vampires pack wall sconce. What if we put sconces over here? I'm not sure if I'm digging that. I love this. This looks so cozy and beautiful. Okay, do we want to recenter this? Like if I don't end up putting anything right here? No, I like it off center better, I think. And then what else? I guess some clutter for right here, plant or something, and then figuring out what goes on this wall. Maybe a painting. You know what? I think I did like the vampire sconce. I mean, the symmetry of it all is kind of killing me, but I guess in real life, maybe some like closed storage or something would be right. Oh, would be like right here. Could also do like more bookcases. Maybe like a simple little storage table like this if we can find something like new. The green, the blue. I like the green and I like the gold. Maybe something like that. I think that makes sense. And I do like the sconces, so I think I am gonna keep these. And I think I'm gonna center them. Because that's kind of cute. We'll get some clutter for up here, plant or something over here, maybe like a poof or something to sit on. We have a lot of sitting, but yeah, with like some plants and some other clutter, this is gonna be fierce. Okay, I'm gonna clutter and we'll be right back. Okay, I added some plants, like a little blanket thing, some miscellaneous Clatisha, some candles, some interesting little bits and bobs. And I think this room came out so nice. And again, we have not painted the ceilings, but I think this turned out so good. Look at this. The colors look so good together. It fits our theme perfectly. I think it looks so cozy. It has a nice like vintage touch to it. It has that nice like French Victorian vibe, but it's kind of modern as well. I think we could do with another little plant on this side of the room to bring a little bit of life, but wow, I feel like we ate this up. Yeah, I think like we really captured like the color palette that we've been following for the rest of the house. Like we really did our big one with this one. I love it so much. Here we have our little chess table in the back, nice blue and red vibes going. I love how the bookcase blends into the wallpaper and then the fireplace can kind of have its own little moment. The fireplace brings in a nice like warmth. It brings in the red, the blue, the green. We have our nice little Palo Santo, our incense, some tissues. And I just love how the colors like work in both. We can spruce up the hallway a little bit, but overall, I think we killed it. Oh, we also did not replace the overhead lights. Let's do that. I feel like a chandelier vibe. Is there like a fancier chandelier that's not too over the top? The base game chandelier. I don't like that. I think this high school year's light matches well with the sconces. Did we use that in the kitchen? I think we used those in the kitchen. But I think it fits in. Okay. Love that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it turned out really nicely. I'm so excited about it. I love the clashing like patterns. Super into the like red, blue, green right now for this house. I think it's so cool. So I'm excited to do some of the other rooms. And I think that, yeah, I just love how everything's like working together. The living, the dining kind of bleeding into each other. And yeah, next time maybe we'll work on the hallway and like the upstairs hallway or something like that. And we need to figure out the bathroom. We didn't include a bathroom, so we'll figure that out as well. But I hope you enjoy this series. And hopefully I will get back to streaming and we can finish the landscaping. Anyway, bye. Yeah, I think this came out really nicely. I'm quite proud of it. The inside is much more dark and moody than the outside, but look, it's fine.